Buildaid Media, powered by builders and supported by Mix 93.8 FM and SA Garden and Home, are proud to bring you this homeowner workshop series. Throughout this series, we will be showcasing a wide variety of industry specialists to ensure a positive building experience. In this episode, Claude Castro from Assa Abloy discusses the various types of traditional locking systems as well as the more modern products now available. Your host is Graham Alexander from Buildaid Media.
Claude's from a company called Assa Abloy. You don't only make lock sets, you make handles and all sorts of stuff. But today we're going to concentrate on types of locks and a little bit about handles. Claude, talk us through this slide here. If you're looking at the average home, there are so many different places in a home that you can use different locks. Just walk us around that slide.
All right, cool. So basically, as you can see here on the plans, it's a basic house. You've got your front entrance door, your internal bedroom doors, a garage door, and a back kitchen door. So from that, we can already deduce that your front door is going to have a certain type of ironmongery on it. So you're going to want to have either a pull handle on there, high security lock, and possibly a door closer or a floor spring on it. 9 times out of 10, people are using pivot doors for their front door. Internal doors, you're generally going to use a standard lever lock. Not really too worried about security going into your bedroom or your bathroom. It's just you that's in there. Kitchen door, again, it's a high security, it's going to require a high security lock. It's a door that's leading outside, it's got outside access. You want to have a high security lock and cylinder on there for security reasons. Garage door as well, same sort of scenario, you want to have a high security. But what a lot of people actually don't know and what the builders don't enforce is your garage door is a fire rated door. On those fire rated doors, there's actually supposed to be a door close on, but a lot of the guys are not even doing that at all. So in terms of if a fire does happen, how can we say, it's going to stop, it will help cause the fire to spread throughout the building.
When you look at a home on the average bill of resources as opposed to the quote from the builder, lock sets are generally handled under, and anybody's presently building or just built, there's a term called PCs, which is an acronym for prime costs. It's a budgetary amount that's allowed for things like door handles or ironmongery and kitchens and light fittings and so on. It's misused and abused. But in a contract that's planned correctly, PCs are there and they're explained correctly and how they're made up. But what happens, and I know you guys will bump into it every day, Claude, there's a PC that says ironmongery. Now, depending on your understanding of ironmongery, it could include the hinges, the doorstop, the towel rails in the bathroom, so on and so on. So if it's not detailed, you have no idea what you should allow for. And as Claude has just pointed out, there are, 8 different applications in that graphic, where each lock set could be different. And probably the door handle as well. And the door closer that Claude mentioned is a device. You usually see it in restaurants, and that it's a device at the top of the door that just makes sure the door closes once you've been through. Claude, looking at the lock sets on that next slide, I mean, I have a vague understanding, but lock sets could run into the thousands, the different types. So what we're looking at here then are the common type of locks you might bump into in a home. Yes,
as you can see from the diagram here, the first image on the left-hand side is your normal standard lever lock that we have for a household. So the lever lock either comes in a 2-lever, a 3-lever, or 4-lever. Difference between the lock sets are basically the level of security, as well as the key differs and the quality. So 2-lever is generally like your standard entry level. If you're doing a house, you'd maybe use that on the bathroom door. You don't need anything high security. You just want a lock that will be able to lock the bathroom. 3-lever, 4-lever, you start using that application maybe on your bedroom door or a study, where you just want a little bit more secure access. From the lever locks, we then move on to the cylinder locks. Now, the cylinder locks is a lot more, how can I say, high security. So it's a lot harder for people to try duplicate keys for a cylinder lock. We at Assa Abloy have the patented cylinder, so it makes it extremely hard to even get a copy of a cylinder key. So we generally say specify or put on your front, any external door, should we call it that, any external door have a cylinder lock on. It's a lot more secure.
Claude, could I just interrupt you on the thing of keys that sometimes we don't realize? If the quote that came in that was too low and we've run out of cash, you're going to land up with, and we see it often, a 2-lever lock set's been put on the back door. Now, 2-lever lock set, there are only 15 keys. You can buy them at Builder's Warehouse. So you just go buy the 15 keys, they'll get into every 2-lever lock set.
Correct.
Just to give an idea of whether, if a cheap lock is used, it's really no good for security.
No, of course. So with your, exactly what you said, your 2-lever lock generally has a 15-key differ. So anyone, if they find out what make your lock is, they can go through to Builder's Warehouse. I think they charge about R5 a key. They just buy 15 keys there. They can come through to your house and just play around. They can gain access.
The specialist locks on the right there, Claude, also indicate that we're looking at mortise locks that are in your internal doors, external doors, but there are a couple of locks there that, is that for sliding doors?
So the lock all the way on the far right-hand side, that's generally for your sliding doors. So it's designed in a way that sliding doors, generally to install them, the guys will pick it up, slide it in and fit it down. The hook lock like that is designed so that in the event of an intruder trying to access your house, if they lift it up and it's locked, they cannot actually move the door off. Yeah. So that's another thing that a lot of people haven't seen. So with that, it's a higher security again for your external. It's no ways that they can get through the door.
I think, and then there's a night latch there, but without getting into too much detail, what we need to remember in planning is somewhere down the road, I think a door will be obvious. It's normally a sort of quarter arc with a line on it. You go, okay, that's a door. At least we know there's a door. But then we start getting into the question, does it have architraves on it? Is it painted? Is it a solid door, semi-solid door? And then maybe someone's going to remember there's a lock in it. And someone's going to write it down and go, we need the contractor to quote on the lock, or let's put the detail of this lock under our PC. So we know that it's a cylinder lock or a sliding door lock. Night latch can easily be forgotten because it's part of a lot of other bits and pieces. So I think that's sort of the message, I think, Claude. Master keys. Now this is something I thought was only, and I learned something yesterday, that was mainly in hotels and so on. But it's becoming popular in residences. Correct.
So the whole master key system works, if you look by the diagram, you as the homeowner will have one key that can unlock every single door in the house. So you'll have that one key. You don't have to worry about carrying a whole bunch of keys on you. Use your one key to work on front door, back door, bedroom door, whichever one, yeah. What we've actually now gone into, especially with the master keying system, it starts to work where you can have your master key and you can give another key to the domestic worker where they can only access either the back door and the kitchen door only. So they won't be able to access any other door with the keying.
If this is planned correctly, Claude, is it expensive?
No, not at all actually. It's quite an affordable process, really. A lot of people, when they see or hear the masking aspect, they think it's going to be running into the thousands. But we're actually talking for a master keyed cylinder comes with 2 keys. It's about 250 Rand ex-VAT a cylinder. It's not that costly. Look, it can go up.
The more,
depending on the level of security you go for, definitely.
Yeah. A misconception is, I can't afford this. You probably can't because the price went wrong in the first place. But while you're planning, of course you can afford that. It's part of the plan. You guys supply handles on their own, and do some of the lock sets come with handles?
So we actually do both. So you'll see by the first image, that's our general standard lock set. So the actual purchase, it's a lock with a pair of handles and the keys that come with it. So that's generally your entry-level lock set that you get. Then moving up, when you start moving towards the designer handles, those are the handles on their own. So they come as a pair without the lock. So you just purchase them like that. And again, they are interchangeable and they work with every lock that we have available as well.
When you have that push and pull handle, what would the lock set be? I mean, what's closing the door? Would it be a ball?
On your, it's generally for like a front door then, for like your pivot door. So you'll use a long body roller lock. So it's got that little roller latch on it. So when the door starts closing, it will hit into the striker, and then that ball will shoot out and actually hold the door in that position. Because if you don't have that and there's winds or drafts coming through and the door's not locked, the door's just going to swing open, and if there's something behind there or a child, someone's going to get injured or something will get broken.
We mentioned that bill of quantities on page 94, that around 35% of that was finishes, upmarket type finishes. It would have decent door handles, proper locks, and so on. So when we're talking about, yes, we can have these things in our home, we can. This is not extraordinary finishes. And Claude, smart door locks, this is something that you guys supply, where you have a keypad.
Correct.
Or your cell phone.
Correct. So with technology, everything's now moving towards, has to work with your phone, a lot more convenient for people, easier. Everyone wants something to be even easier than what it is. So to make a door lock even easier, why not create it where it's attached to an app on your phone where you can hit your phone against the door lock, the door unlocks, and you just push the door open. So it's moving that route. Reason it's moving that route, and what we're doing is we're actually integrating with the whole security system. So if someone is trying to access your keypad, you've got your phone, and you can see it will send you a notification that someone's trying to access it or has accessed it, which is then also linked up to your security system around the house, and you can already then see via your phone on the cameras who is going into the house. Is it the person that said is coming there, or who is with that person as well?
What does that installation cost, more or less? And it's like asking how long is a piece of string, but just give us an indication.
You're generally looking at, to have something like that fitted, it will take a carpenter generally about an hour. So a call-out fee of probably about 400 Rand. For argument's sake, let's call it 600 Rand fee for them to actually install the lock on. And with that system, once it's installed, it's working, that's it, done. No cables, you don't have to worry about then running it through to the DB board or anything like that. Straight wireless system, installed, basically plug and play.
And the system itself, how much does that cost?
That door lock itself, if I'm not mistaken, is about 2,000 Rand right now.
Well, there we go. Most of the things we've picked on here are around 3 grand.
But again, like I said, this is extremely high, as we're going now towards a higher security.
Yeah.
If we compare it to like your lever locks, it's very far difference in price.
Thank you for joining us. If you would like to watch any more of the workshops in the Homeowner series, follow the Buildaid YouTube channel or visit our website, buildaid.co.za, where you can find a full range of our product offering. To book your seat at our next workshop, visit caxtonevents.co.za. Don't forget to tune into Mix 93.8 FM Wednesday evenings from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. to listen to the Buildaid show.